Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana. If you're new, welcome. Please consider subscribing. On this channel, we talk about personal finance, personal development, and money related topics. If these topics interest you, please consider subscribing. So today's topic, we will be talking about budgeting. Yes, guys, budgeting. So for a lot of us, budgeting can seem like such a daunting task. And my goal at the end of this video is to give you guys some practical tools that can help you to be able to budget your money a little bit better. And also you'll be able to revisit your budget. So with today's rising gas prices and the cost of goods going up, right now more than ever is the best time to start practicing budgeting. You might be a working class American and you might be wondering where all of your hard-earned money is going. You know, you have to wake up early, you go to your 9 to 5. You pay your bills, and at the end of the month, you're like, how come you don't have any money left over? Or you're trying to figure out how come you're barely making ends meet. But with budgeting, you'll be able to see where every single dollar is going and where all of your hard-earned money is being spent. Budgeting will allow you to be able to save for important things in life and meet your financial goals. So there is a budgeting rule called the 50-30-20 rule. So what this rule simply implies is that 50% of your income should go towards your needs. 30% of your income goes towards your wants, and then 20% goes towards your savings. So what are your basic necessities of life? That's housing, whether you pay rent or mortgage, transportation, putting gas in your car, or maybe you take a Lyft or Uber to work. That is paying your utility bills on time. That is paying your car insurance or health insurance. These are all necessary non-negotiable expenses that you have every single month. Now moving on to wants. Wants are the things like your entertainment. So those are your subscription services like your Netflix, your Amazon, gym services, dining out, buying new clothes, buying new belts, buying new shoes, buying new purses. These are all things that bring you joy. These are your wants. So after you've figured out what your wants are, ideally you want to try to save at least 20% of your paycheck. Remember the golden rule. You want to pay yourself first. There's no point in working so hard for your money and you don't have anything left over. So keep in mind, before you can apply the budgeting rule, you have to first write down what your monthly income is. You want to list out every single expense from significant to not so significant. If you're spending money on it, it needs to be on the list. So I will be showing you 2 free tools that you can use to help you start budgeting today. So the first free tool that we will be going through is the budgeting calculator, and this is through NerdWallet. All right, guys, so I'm going to be heading over to the budget calculator. So if you want to follow along with me, you can click the link below, and that is the budgeting calculator. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to enter what the monthly income would be. And for this example, I'm going to use $4,000 as the monthly income. So what this calculator is going to do is that it's actually going to break down what your numbers are. So for an income of $4,000, then that means that your needs should be around $2,000 and your wants should be around $1,200 and your savings should be around $800. And as your income changes, you can always go back to this calculator and input your numbers, and it will give you just a range of pretty much how you should be dividing your income up. And if you're following this rule, then ideally you would be saving money every single month. The next tool that we will be using is a worksheet. And this worksheet is available through the government's website. It's consumer.gov. There is a link at the bottom so you can click on it so we can follow along. And we're going to use the same example of a person who has a $4,000 monthly income. So we're just going to go ahead and put in $4,000 into this worksheet. And what this worksheet is going to do is that it's actually going to calculate all of your expenses. It's going to subtract every single thing and tell you what you have left over. So let's say that your income, your monthly income is around $4,000. Assuming you don't have any child support, you can skip that part. Now let's say for your rent, if you're someone who's renting, let's say that your rent is around $1,200. We put that number in. If you have renter's insurance, let's say that's 10% of your rent. So let's say it's $120. And then for utilities and gas, let's say that you're paying around $100 for gas and electricity. So let's say that you're paying around $100 for gas and electricity. Internet and cable, let's say you're paying $80 a month. If you're renting, you probably don't have property tax, so you can skip it. If you're a homeowner, then you would put in your property tax numbers. And then for groceries, let's say that you spent $200 a month on groceries, so you put that number in. And then if you go out to eat once a month, calculate what your monthly costs are, your dining costs, and then put that in. So let's say the monthly dining cost is $100. And then if you have any other food expenses, you can go ahead and put that in. And then for transportation, so let's say that occasionally you like to take Ubers because you're trying to save on gas. Let's say your Uber a month is $50. You put that in. And then let's say that you put gas occasionally in your car. Let's say for the month, you're putting about $40 worth of gas in your car. You put that in. And if you have any parkings or tolls, you would go ahead and put that in that box. And then obviously your oil changes, car maintenance. Let's say your oil change is around $40. You go ahead and put that in. And then let's say that your insurance, arbitrary number, let's say that your insurance is around $140 a month. You go ahead and put that in. And then if you have a car payment, let's say your car payment is around $300, you're going to go ahead and put that in as well as any other travel expenses. And if you're someone that maybe you take medicines monthly, you would put what the cost of your copay of those medications would be. If you have a health insurance, and this is outside of your work insurance. So again, the $4,000 is the number that you have after all of your tax deductions. So let's say you have health insurance that you're paying additional for, you would put that number in. So let's say the additional health insurance is around $50, you put that in. And then if you have doctor's appointments, let's say you go once a month, you have a $30 copay, you go ahead and put that in. And then if you have children, in the childcare section, you would put that in. So let's say, I know childcare is very, very expensive. Let's say that you're lucky enough to find a really cheap daycare. Let's say that your childcare cost is only $1,000 a month. You go ahead and put that in. And then as you can see, as you just go down the list, there are other options like if you have money that you're giving to your family, or if you buy clothes every month, or if you do your laundry outside, you go ahead and put that in. If you make donations, and let's say for entertainment, you're the type of person you love going out to the movies, and the typical movie ticket is around like $12. So let's say you go to the movies twice a month. So you put that in plus the cost of like the snacks and stuff. So let's say you're spending $40 on movies, you go ahead and put that in. If you're a woman and you like to get your nails done and take care of yourself, then you go ahead and put that in. So let's say you're spending $100 on yourself as monthly maintenance, you go ahead and put that in. And then also if you have any like credit cards, that you're paying monthly, you go ahead and put that in. So let's say your credit card is around $20 a month, you put that in. And then if you had any other additional fees, you'd go ahead and put that in. So if you had school costs or other expenses, you go ahead and put that in. So after we've put in all of our expenses, this worksheet is so nice because it literally deducts your income from what your expenses are. So in this example of the $4,000 income, this person has expenses of $3,590. So that means that they're left with $410 for savings. And if we go back to our budgeting calculator says that 20% of the income should be $800. So what that means is that the person that has $390 left over has exceeded their expense limit. So that means that you're now saving less than 20%. So with this worksheet, you can literally put in your numbers. You can play around with it. As your income goes up, you can put it in. If you feel like, what would happen if I removed one bill from my plate? You put that in, and then you will see how your money drops. So for this example, let's say that you realize you want to save more than $390 a month. You might decide, oh, maybe you don't want to go out to eat. You want to cut the going out to eat costs. So you change that to 0. So that means You're deciding that you want to meal prep. You no longer want to eat out so you can save some money. And then automatically now you've increased your leftover money from $390 to $490. And as you can see, these are practical ways that you can see how you're spending your money. And essentially this tool will help you to save your money. So I hope that this budgeting tool was so helpful, guys. If you really like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I bring lots of awesome content. If you haven't already seen some of my other videos, go ahead and check it out while you're on my page. Thank you, and I will see you in my next video.